Today I'm going to make for you spiced apple cider, and this recipe originated with my mom. So I used to drink something like this when I was little, and I have tweaked it and changed it over the years. So first I'm going to show you what my mom did. She took 2 cans of apple juice, a can of orange juice, and she took half a size, this is lime juice back here, but she used to get the smaller can, and she would add all the water requirements on each of the cans, and she would put it all in a pot. Sometimes she added oranges with cloves stuck in them, but most of the time she didn't. She added cinnamon sticks, and then those little red hot candies, little red hot cinnamon candies, she sometimes added those. And so I never liked the red hot candies. I think my sister likes to use those still, but I don't really care for them, so I don't add them to my recipe. Now this is and she would cook that, let it simmer, and we would just drink out of it all day long. She'd let it cook for a while on like a low medium, and then she'd leave it on low for us to drink out of. Now this is what I'm going to go ahead and do. I have basically the 2 cans of apple juice. As you see, the can of orange juice, I use the same size lime juice, and I'm going to use 3 oranges and 2 lemons, and you can use limes. I've done limes before, and these are whole cloves. And we're going to stick them in the oranges and the lemons. Now the lemons have a really thick skin, and it's going to be hard to get those cloves in there, so I recommend you use the tip of a knife or a toothpick to kind of poke into that skin first, and then follow through with a whole clove. It's just going to make it easier on you. Trust me, it will. So anyway, we're going to stick these with cloves, and then back here I have a pan, and there's about a ½ inch of water in there. I have my oven set for 375, and I'm going to stick these oranges and these lemons in that pan, and then I'm going to go ahead and put it in the oven and let them bake for about 35 to 45 minutes, just depending on what they look like and how soft they get. And while they're in the oven, I'm going to go ahead and take these cans. I'm going to use the crock pot since it's easier to leave it on low all day. And I'm going to go ahead and add all of that. And what I usually do is I add all the water that's required for the apple juices, which is 3 cans each. And I think this is 3 cans too, so I'll add that. But this I don't usually add enough water to. Now I am going to go ahead and fill my pot up, so if I have to add a little bit extra water, I will. Here are my 3 oranges and my 2 lemons with the cloves stuck in them. And they're going to go in my oven, and then I'm going to go ahead and pour this in my crock pot. Here you can see I've added everything to the crock pot, and it's all melted. It's not frozen anymore. And what I'm going to go ahead and do now is I'm going to add my spices. I don't have any cinnamon sticks. I thought I did. They're nice to add to, like if you have a mug that you put this in and you add a little cinnamon stick to it. We're going to add some cinnamon, a little bit of ginger, and a little bit of clove. Here you can see I've added my spices, and a lot of it's floating on the top. Don't panic over that. As your spiced apple cider cooks and heats up, that is going to dissipate, and it's going to turn over more into this. So don't worry about that for now. I did mix it some, but this is okay. So I'm going to cover this, and then I'm just going to let it sit while my oranges and lemons are baking. I have sliced up my oranges and my lemons, and I think I cooked my lemons just a little too long because the juice is just kind of flowing out of them, which is fine. It's not hurting anything. And here is a shot of this. As you can see, there's kind of a film building up around it. That's fine. Don't worry about it. That is completely normal. So I'm going to go ahead and add these. Here's a nice shot of the lemons and oranges in the crock pot.